Yes, we're here. We're confirming to you once again that the collectives are here to help assist you with all of your questions and your ponderments of what is going on and why. Why you are thinking, does there need to be another variant of the said virus when you already sort of suspect that this may not be the truth, and that the viruses that have been plaguing your society and humanity and your planet may not actually be as they are being manufactured or expressed upon people's awarenesses, to create fear and potentially to understand and explain what is happening to the bodies and how they are reacting to the profound upgrades that many are feeling with these ascension symptoms, as you would call them, which is us helping and assist you to evolve. You're physically evolving within your mindsets and your physical bodies here. This is evolutional advancement in steps. We have been assisting this, we have been encouraging the upgrades, you have been also wanting them for various reasons, not even sure what you're using your free will to expand upon, but it is happening nonetheless. So, many of you have experienced colds or symptoms of something else that you are pondering, what is this? And your bodies are changing and acclimating to the densities of the frequency. And as you know, the frequency of this planet is rising at a rapid rate to be able to expand upon the frequency vibrations of all. This is part of the awakening. This is part of the getting you all ready for the shift. And so it may look like a cold, it may look like the official flu or viruses that you keep hearing about on your news, but really what is happening is you're purging densities. You're either doing your inner work and then releasing what no longer serves you. It doesn't just happen as a switch of a new mindset. Often when you've been holding on to negativity and mindsets and emotions and beliefs, you're holding on to some density within the body, which then must be released. It's not all invisible healing or magic or jazz hands, as you would say. It literally is manifesting releases. You are creating your own realities in your body and in your mind. And so when you are releasing the density that no longer serves you, when you're releasing the emotions, when you're healing from it, when you're moving forward, when you stop playing with the density of those negative emotions, in quotation marks, negative, and those denser emotions, you've all stored that trauma in your body, not just from this lifetime, but all the other lifetimes you've ever lived on this planet, including some even off-planet situations. So there's a lot going on in your body because your minds are remembering who you are and applying the perspective of life from that perspective of your experiences in past, what you would perceive as past, knowing that there is no truly linear process of time. It is all existing at the same time. Therefore, it is all still impacting you at the same time. Your now moment is a reflection of all of the inner work you have haven't done in all of your other lifetimes. And so, why you are being promoted, recommended, endorsed to be able to do your inner work, it's not just to help you this lifetime, it is truly to release you from lots of other lifetimes in this density, in your third dimensional density. So there is a lot going on, and it's more than just supporting humanity and this planet. You really are truly making those ripple out effects across so many other dimensions and so many other webs of experiences. Thinking about all those other beings you're having your other lifetimes with, and how it's improving and helping them to be able to see things from a different perspective. So it really does get quite the convoluted conversation as we're expanding and explaining to you what happens when you are a multidimensional being and you have density in the lower dimensions. We could say with humor, it's such a drag, and it is a density drag. and it is not empowering you to advance more into a higher frequency vibration. Some of you are already there, waiting patiently and inspiring others and encouraging others, but truly most of you are still got some inner work to do and process and honor. And you've all got life contracts to still be here now. None of you have expired your life contracts. If that was the case, you would no longer be existing in the third dimension. So you're all living and respecting, as we say, respecting all life contracts, including your own. Well, you may have it's not considered why your life contract is still here to assist and help humanity. You may want to wonder what is going on there and why you are still here to be of assistance, and see where what your actions and what your words say and do, and if that is in alignment of truly your life purpose and mission here at this significant time on this third dimensional planet, as many are awakening to evolve. And so therefore you have constant updates and constant ways to buy into fear from what you would follow if you were following the mainstream media. However, you know that it has a different agenda, and density and fear is almost as contagious as love. And so we know that many of you are trying to distract yourselves from falling into the trap of buying into the density of the programs, the propaganda for what is happening and why. You know the bigger truth. You know the truth is that we are trying to help advance humanity forward so it can shift, and so it can finish this chapter of Earth, and so this Earth's life cycle can come to its close, so then she can fully embody the new planet, which is called the new Earth, that you would know it as. And of course, not all will be going to that destination. There is many other opportunities for many other reasons and purposes to be able to go and explore and have experiences from, all very purposeful, all very significant. No one has been accidentally left behind. Every place you are going, all destinations and opportunities for you moving forward are very purposeful. We say that a lot, don't we? Purposeful. And of course, when we say purposeful, it is significant and very extremely purposeful. And so you need to go within to figure out all of the layers and the meanings of purposeful for you to be able to understand exactly what we're saying to you. We want to be able to give you a big summary of what is happening and why, for then you to use your time to ponder what else are we seeing and how else can it all correlate to each other. We are giving you big pieces of the puzzle of what is happening to humanity and why, and we would like you to use your common sense and intuition to be able to find all of the pieces of the puzzles that we are saying to you, and to be able to provide yourself with a stronger puzzle for you to be able to navigate what is going on and why, and the significance and the role that you have here at this important time. We have so much to say to you, but all is going well. All is going well. But we feel that so many are so concerned that it doesn't look like you are shifting anytime soon, and all these mandates and all of these things that are going to force you and force your loved ones to be coerced into things that they do not want to be coerced into. You're afraid of their health, you're afraid of their reactions to certain virus antidotes, supposedly. You are so afraid that the bad agendas will get their wicked plan ahead, and we are saying we are aware of all, in quotation marks, wicked plans, and this is the duality, this is the awakening. You would not awaken if everything had been empowering and easy, smooth lessons and experiences and very, very relaxed pace. We've had to support these outrageous situations and dynamics to be able to make people stop and look and converse with each other and have conversations and actually start thinking outside of the mainstream narrative. This is a big thing for many people. Of course, we have lost many people's attention along the way as they've got stuck into the crimes against humanity, and they cannot for any good reason understand the significance and the purpose of those things. They were too outrageous and too shocking and too heartbreaking and too vulnerable to be able to consider for a second that anything so tragic and cruel as crimes against children, for example, would be allowed. Whereas our God, they are saying to us, they are saying, why could this happen? Why could innocent children have these horrific things happen to them? Where is God now? Where is my Savior? Why is there no support? Where are the angels? We hear so many people lost and so upset when they discover all of the things that have been happening to awaken humanity. And we want to say it's all purposeful life contracts. Those life contracts are significant for the purpose of awakening humanity. Do not let that go to waste. Honor all things that have had to take place to awaken humanity to itself. And even just with this virus, many are still not stepping up to speak their truth about what they believe. You have heard from many professionals, many doctors, many scientists, many official people saying what they believe is happening with this virus, and their voices are being suppressed. Their voices are being unheard. They are being suppressed and blocked and limited and dismissed. And they are not all of your doctors are trying to hide the truth. Not all of your professionals are trying to hide the truth and follow a negative agenda that is impacting humanity. There is truly some professionals that are trying to help alert and awaken you to their knowledge of what is going on behind the scenes that does not make sense from their professional capacity. They are often the ones who have been in their fields a long time. It is the new practitioners, the new doctors that have been fully indoctrinated that will find it a bit harder. But if you go back the old school way, you will hear some great profound wisdom. This is truly a gift for humanity, is the elder generation who knows the truth, who knows that these things are not as they are said. They can see that this is a marketing campaign. They can see that there is something else here. This is a war against your own people, your own countries, your own communities. It is very divisive. The division is very heated, and it is a very challenging time to stay in neutral and not go into fear, not go into panic that your lives are going to be profoundly impacted because of your choices to whether you want to have the inoculation or not. Many of you are worried that if you have to have the inoculation, you will have a reaction that could be an exit point for you. There is so much here that people are worried about, and we say to you, worry is not your friend. It never really has been your friend. You're worrying and wasting your energy today in potentially things that may never even occur or eventuate. But when you react to something with emotions, you're always losing your head because you are trying to react with your heart. And we say you must have a nice balance between it. And using your voice and trying to have compassion for others, including those who are trying to stand up and enforce these mandates. Remembering you're human, remembering you're all one. Getting angry with something may feel good temporarily, but are you just tuning that other person out to your cause, to your beliefs, to your agenda, to your own attempt to awaken them? We all know of people who have been in a professional element capacity. They have been accepting a wage and then being able to just do their job. They're just doing their job. They don't identify as themselves being people because they are playing a role. They're being a profession. They are doing of service. They're being of service. They are following their job description. And this is challenging for them to comply and enforce things that they are questioning themselves. Going against them aggressively is never going to be the solution. It is going to make them feel like you are personally attacking them. There's so much dances to these conversations that one must have to be able to open their minds for them to realize what they are doing is not serving humanity. Compassion. We understand many of you are frustrated that you are being limited now with your lifestyles, and we say we are trying to get you used to a totally different lifestyle. So if you are interested and keen and want to explore the new world and the new way of life, you have opportunities to do this here now, connecting in with each other truly, connecting in with yourself truly, and not be distracted by the physical, not be distracted by the destinations of traveling or entertainment or something else. These are just illusions that you're missing out on them, when really, if you were truly connected in with yourself, you would realize that your disconnect with food, your disconnect of socialism, your disconnect of a whole lot of other things is not truly what your soul is yearning for. It may be your ego that is making you want to be a social little butterfly, but the reality is there is much more things that you need to be focusing on at this important time. And so find out what your body is truly telling you. Find out what your soul is truly telling you, and see where your ego is based. And if it needs to have an adjustment, so shall it be. Allowing yourself to be real and honest with yourself and how you're feeling is a great start, and then you might be able to share it with others. You're allowed to be afraid, because that is a purposeful, significant emotion. There is reason and cause for that. And so instead of being angry with people, you're allowed to be afraid and show them your vulnerabilities and your feelings. Figure out what your root cause is for your own emotions, because then you can communicate that with others and then let others know what you're feeling. Many of you are so disconnected from each other, you don't know what other feelings look like. You don't understand how other people are reacting and why they are reacting. And so getting back down to conversations about emotions and why you're reacting and having certain feelings and thoughts is a great way to start communicating. Stop talking about the concepts. Start talking about the emotions and the reactions. Be vulnerable. Own your feelings as you're working through them. This is a great way for you to even understand how you're going. People will be more open and compassionate to you when you are sharing your vulnerabilities of your own emotions, rather than trying to play the tough guy, shall we say, or the tough lady. You don't need to be tough. Having a bigger mindset is not about faking it. Having a bigger mindset and finding balance is being honest and vulnerable with all of your feelings and all of your journey to get yourself into that neutral. You may not always be in neutral. Think of yourself as a car. When you're in neutral, sometimes you don't go anywhere. Sometimes you must be in a higher drive to move forward. But sometimes you have to sit and ponder where you are at, where your triggers are, why you are still reacting in certain ways, and find out the hidden gems of maybe some inner work. All is well, all is well, all is well. And keep saying this to you, but we understand that sometimes when you look out there in the third dimension, not all is looking well. In fact, sometimes all is looking nonsense and just chaotic and just too much to handle and understand. Why are the people still asleep? And we are saying that there are some that are still asleep, to be able to help those still find their empowerment to stand up. Duality is very significant and must occur. So you must have to have these people pushing back. So then there is others that are pushing back to awaken. We want to say some of your leaders are playing those roles just to stir and trigger many people to have those epiphanies. Do not hate the player. We say you can hate the game. You can hate the 3D game because it's full of density and challenges, and many people are lost in the actual bigger picture of the game you're playing. Many people are focused, hypersensitively focused on the dramas and not the bigger perspective of all. And of course, when you're needing to overcome and learn those lessons while you're playing the 3D game, yes, each individual step does look very serious and real, and that is purposeful until you mature and grow from it and learn from it. Many of you have mastered those emotions now, and you can see things in profound neutrality. And this is when you can truly be of assistance to others, because you shouldn't be triggered with other people's reactions to your belief systems. You should be so subtly confident with your own belief systems, you do not need to convert anyone. You can be comfortable who you are and be more of service and listening to others around you, supporting them and their feelings and their beliefs, asking them to help you understand where they're at with their emotions is a great way forward. We always have so much to say to you, to be able to help you. We understand that you're very convinced that things are just never going to go back to the same, and it's just going to be more restrictions and more frustrations and more disappointments as humanity is very slowly awakening up. And we say big changes are coming, of course, because you know why the awakening is happening. You know why everyone must be aware and suddenly be noticing how much corruption there has been, not just in one area for society, but all areas for society. We understand it is exhausting sometimes being awake when you can see so many people stubborn to understand and step into their own empowerment and stand up for their own truths. Many people want to go with the mainstream and just go with the flow and not step out and not say anything that may be radical. You're all going to have to say something radical at some point